So what is the difference between a Zhiyun M20C and a Zhiyun Molus X60? You are in good hands because I basically own these two. What is the difference? Which one is better? And even if this one is much cheaper than this one, is it possible that both of them, they can deliver different things, or maybe even similar, and in that way you'll be able to save some money on the Zhiyun M20C? If you want to know that and much more, stay tuned after the intro. Hi everyone, Marcus here from madpack, and if you love tech and if you love discounts, this is the place for you. And today we'll be comparing these two lights that I have to say to you guys, I'm simply in love with, and I have to say that also they completely change my videos. So let's talk about features and talking about the big elephant in the room. And obviously we are talking about price, because this one with a combo version, it will cost you basically £150. And if you go to the combo version of the Molus X60 RGB, it will cost you about £250. So in other words, if you want to buy two combos of this one, it only costs you £50 more than the Zhiyun X60, Molus X60. So when we talk about extras and accessories, if you buy the combo Zhiyun M20C, you have more options because you have these barn doors, you have this honeycomb grid, and also you have the diffuser. Besides, obviously, this bracket that you can open and you can attach different lights or different microphones or something like that. So definitely a plus that you have with this one. When we talk about the Zhiyun X60, Molus X60, you'll find obviously your light, your external battery, and is a battery of 2550 watt-hours, so basically 10 minutes more than the other light that we are just comparing against this one. You have your mini diffuser and you also have your dome, and that's a feature that maybe is relevant for you because you'll not have a dome option on that one, so something to point it out on this one. That is a benefit compared to the other light. In the other hand, if you go to the Zhiyun M20C, you have an 18650 battery that I don't get it why they didn't give us the possibility to open here and take it out the battery and putting another one, because in that way, if this battery dies, the whole unit dies, and I don't think that will be easy to swap them over. Something that I'm not so happy about this one is the fact that it doesn't come with an adapter. So in other words, if you want to use this on your studio, you have to buy a wall bracket. So in that way, you'll be able to connect and use the full power of this one, because majority of the wall brackets that maybe you have at home, they will not be able to deliver the power that you need for this one, that is 30 watts. In the other hand, if you choose to go to the Zhiyun X60 or Molus X60, you'll be able to connect this with their plug that comes included on the bag, and in that way you don't have to buy that separately, because you don't have to search for an adapter, a wall adapter that will work with this one. Something interesting, if you want to know how much is the range in kelvins, funny fact, the cheaper one can go higher, so this one goes from 2700 up to 10,000 kelvins, and this one goes from 2700 to 6500 kelvins. So if you want to do something more white, the M20C will be a better option than this one. Another thing that I prefer on the Molus X60 is the fact that if you do a long press here on the top, and you have this light connected to the wall, basically it will turn on the last configuration that you use. In the other hand, if you have to go here, you have to do a short press and a long press to turn it on, and obviously it will go to the last configuration that you use. In this case was the blue. Something that I really like is the fact that you have these two brackets that you'll be able to, for example, connect your microphone. So if you are on the go, that's an extra feature, because sometimes we need to attach this somewhere, and in this case you don't have to have another adapter because your light will be able to do that. But in the other hand, if you are on the go and you need to put the light in a small hole, come on, I was not talking about that one, the Zhiyun M20C will be much more compact than the Molus X60. So if that's something that you have to consider about, this will be a better option than the Zhiyun X60 or Molus X60. Something that is not comparable is obviously the power that you can take from one to the other. This one is 60 watts, this one is just 20 watts. So if you have a big studio, definitely you need to go to the X60, but if you have a small studio, you can go to the M20C. I have to say to you guys that something that I really like on the 20C is the barn doors because I can basically point the light in a specific angle. But if you go to the X60, you will be able to use soft boxes, something that you are not able to do with the M20C. Another thing that I simply love it on the X60 is the fact that this one is bone mounts compatible, so you can attach soft boxes of any sizes or other adapters that you want to add on here, like this mini reflector that just come outside of the box. The menu is exactly the same no matter which one you choose, so that's not a difference in here. But obviously if you need to use a honeycomb grid on the M20C, will be much more compact than on the X60. So as you can see, it's a big difference, yeah? If you compare this honeycomb grid to this one. And if you see the profile, it's not even comparable. It's really small. So if you have to go on the go and you'll have these lights on top of someone, I think this is less intimidating than this one. So when we talk about the buttons, I personally prefer the buttons on the M20C. I think they are much better because they rattle much less than if you go to these ones. And I can show you even closer. And here you can see a lot of movement, but here, not so much movement. It happens slightly, but not much more. Like I said, I prefer to have a charger that comes included on the box for this one. And here you don't have the option, you just have the USB-C cable. So if you run out of battery and you don't have a wall mount, you have no options in here. So definitely something that I'm not so happy about it. When we talk about transporting your camera, I have to say that I like this solution because it doesn't take a lot of space, so I can put this light inside. So if you buy the M20C, this is the option that comes with. And when you go to the other one, you have this bag that it looks like a lunch box. I will not use it, to be completely honest, because when you are on the go, you have already your bag and maybe you have your backpack with all the things to put inside, but it's a good thing. So if you don't have, you'll be able to put more things in here, not just your light and other accessories that you want to add on to this one. When we talk about accessories, if you go to the X60, you'll be able to have a softbox. If you go to obviously the M20C, you'll be able to use these barn doors that I simply love it because they are more directional. If you have a softbox, yes, it's a bit directional, but not as much. When we talk about putting to charge your lights, I think both solutions are great. This one is super fast. You just press this button in here and you release the battery and you just connect the new one, or you just go, you put to charge, when it's ready, you put it back in here. So definitely a plus. And if you go to the M20C, you have this button, you just press, it opens, and it's very easy just to take it off. So if you have this assembled somewhere, it's easy to remove the light to put it to charge. And after when it's ready, just put it back and you are ready to go. Something that is a benefit of this one is if you have a bit of metal, I'm going to use with my shirt so I can show you, you'll be able to attach that light no matter where you need. And obviously, if you go to the X60, you'll not be able to do that. When we talk about the fans, yes, this one is much louder than this one. So if that's something that can bother you, definitely purchase the Molus X60 and not the M20C. So if you are concerned if I can use the app just with one of the lights, that's not a problem because both of them you can use and both of them are RGB, so definitely a plus. So now that you know the difference between these two, which one should you purchase? And I have to say to you, it really depends on your needs and obviously on your budget. Because if you think about it, when you add on some soft boxes here to have that honeycomb grid that you have out of the box of this one with a combo, you'll be basically adding £600 for two lights like this and £300 for this one. So we are talking about double the price. So do you really need the 40 watts more than this one can deliver or not? Or do you like the fact that you can basically swap batteries on the go? That's completely up to you which one features better your needs and obviously your pocket. My name is Marco, this is madpack. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment below, smash a thumbs up, do whatever you want, but always with a smile on your face. And I hope to see you in the next one.